Yo, Alfredo, Javi, Devin, Andre, Philip, Richie, CFast, what's up? Aldo, Out Insane Funk, what is up? Ross. Andre, Professor, what is up? Javi, some good news? Yeah, man, that's what we're here for. Some good news. A little pattern analysis. Amy. Okay. Now that the World Cup is officially over. Not over, but you know what I mean. Days over. Had a Mexico win, Argentina win, USA. Whole lot of good news today. All right. Well, now that that's done, we can focus on Amy a little bit. Everything else. Okay. So, one thing we were talking about on the Discord, I always say that because it's true. I mean, we're in the Discord, talk about a lot of stuff here on AMC. A couple of stocks that were going up today. We were tracking NEO as a point of interest this week, and NEO had a nice rally today, up 20%. So that was great. I did say NEO has a correlation with AMC cycle. It's not, they don't track the same or anything like GameStop, but there is a correlation when NEO goes up. Typically following those rallies on NEO here, there is a pump on AMC afterwards. So I'm going to pull some stuff up here, but first, before I get to that, make sure you like the button, bro. Make sure you like that stream and subscribe and get on this trend, man. I'm excited to see how this POI plays out this time, because the last POI was inverse, and this one is looking pretty good right now. So let's go on the pretty short-term chart here. Let's pull up the volume. As you can see right here, we have a nice candle starting up. If we actually, let's go this. Yeah, and I'll talk about Ape too. I'll talk about Ape. I'll talk about AMC, SPY, all that good stuff. Okay, so yesterday when I went on stream, I talked about how I was expecting some sideways trading here until we get that next leg up going into the December POI. So now that we know that the SPY is crossing these levels of resistance and is ready to climb back up, okay, that's really bullish for AMC. We know the SPY goes first, market goes first, then we see a rally here on the meme stocks. So again, SPY just crossed multiple levels of resistance. It's on its way back up. It's currently about to, and real quick, you know what? I'll pull that up first because I think it's going to be important to talk about the SPY here now because of what just happened. We know that this macro level of resistance I talked about yesterday, we're currently there right now. We're just sitting on it. And one thing I had said was the closer we get to this, the quicker we're going to cross it. I don't think we're done here. We're currently riding it. I don't think we're done here. I think if we get a small pullback tomorrow, this is going to fake out and completely just bust through, okay? And, you know, you can try and some of the things we were doing on the Discord too is like some of the short-term little dips here are good for scalps. And, you know, since the IV is very high on the other stocks right now, typically when the IV is lower on the SPY, that means that it's going up. But premiums are high. Volatility is high. Premiums. So some of these plays, very quick gains, again, in and out. Here, I'm not looking for like a macro play until we hit the 430 range, 420 range. I am calling for the 420 before the end of the year. We're already at 407. So I think here in the next week or two, we're going to get there. And I think that's when AMC is going to rally. So far, everything's playing out, dude. Everything's playing out according to plan. Macro resistance. Do not expect a major pullback here. I think we're going to cross, going to bust through it, and keep going up. Okay. So, what does that mean for Amy? So, Amy is currently in, as Professor said, micro accumulation on this pattern. You got a little parallel channel here. And we're just trading back and forth here. Okay. Nothing about this is bearish. Nothing about it. If we were trading, we pumped, we came back down here. Okay, then we can start to look at the bear side, but we're not there at all. We're just slowly climbing back down. And I said that possibly, since the SPY is at this range, remember, a small pullback here can be strong on the other stocks. So if we have a little pullback here, which is expected, this is where the bottom will be found on AMC. And then as soon as it starts to rally back again, okay, again, not a major pullback, starts to rally again, that is when you get AMC going back up. So going into tomorrow, we have in the morning, 8:30, I believe, job report. And that is what's going to be this fake out in the market, I think. That's when they can just very quickly rug pull this and then spike it back up. So if we have the same effect here on AMC, we would see something like this. We see a quick dip back down to 675 and then a V reversal continuation and setting us up for the POI next week. We're expecting the POI is already active. It's a 10-day range. And we're already entering it right now, so it's basically anywhere between now and the next 2 weeks is when we would expect this to start going back up to that $13 level that we talked about. Okay. Oh yeah. One thing I brought up on the Discord today also was this projector back here. So you guys know how this projector here comes up, but then very quickly comes back down. And right now, AMC is doing something a little different, and that is that it's maintaining and riding this right here. So this projector is more of a hovering projector because it doesn't come down and test support. So here on this fake out, very quickly we're gonna make a projector, a very tiny projector. And this one is what's going to lead the way through and start climbing back up on the next projector that we're expecting. So I think something like this is what we're going to see. Let's see. All right, let's pull up the Bitcoin here, compare it with Amy. I want to pay attention to May and talk about this real quick. Remember how we talked about liquidity and how liquidity on crypto is normally used for leverage, these sort of leverage positions here in the market. And prior to the projector here on Amy, we had a massive crypto dump. So this right here is very similar to what we're experiencing down here, except this is a larger, it's a larger time frame. So if we're expecting higher highs, we're going to see a bigger projector pattern, which means that anything that's happening before is going to be like a stretched version of what previously happened here. So with Bitcoin, you know, when we had this dump here, it went from 58,000 all the way down to 29. So it was a good dip, and back here, I mean, it's a similar dip actually. We went from 22 all the way down to 14, 13, or not 13, I'm sorry, all the way down to almost 14. So it was on that 15 range, which is pretty drastic dip. Like if you compare it, the ratio levels here are going to look a little different, but it's basically the same thing that's happening. So, all this liquidity here, where is it going to go? What is it being used for? It's being used for all these over leveraged positions in the market. So you're starting to see all these other stocks pump. There's a lot of stocks that have already started to pump. And on the sector rotation here, cycle rotation, we know that AMC is next on the list with GameStop. GameStop has earnings next week. So I believe next week, right? Yeah, next week on Wednesday, we should have earnings for GameStop. So there's probably some kind of catalyst there that might send things flying through. There might be a fake out in between, you know how it goes with these earning plays. There's always like a fake out in between. We've been starting to see some nice comebacks though after earnings here. AMC definitely saw a nice rally here. Start of it. So still calling for that 100% move. From the bottom here, it's about 150% move. That again, it's the first step up to start curling back up, and it's the projector here that we're expecting for the macro push up, which is just breaking the cycle and then actually squeezing when we get to that projector. So. But for right now, we're tracking. Everything's looking good. And, yeah, dude, things are looking awesome. As far as Ape goes, yeah, Ape, we talked about the penny range, how that was anything below the dollar range is, like, a little concerning with any stock. I mean, we've seen this before with BBIG. There's so many stocks that just went in the penny range, and they stick around there for a little bit before going back up. Once you enter the penny range, that's like a hazard zone. So with Ape, guys, I know there's a lot of questions and like concerns with the whole Ape thing. But Adam Aaron did say that the primary reason Ape is there is for liquidity, for AMC raising capital. So Ape is, I think, it is starting to stray away now. I said from the start here, as we get more information on Ape, it's going to tell us a little bit more about AMC. And what I can see now is that they are straying away from each other. And right now, AMC is definitely up more. It's not taking as big of a hit from the launch. Right, the launch here, AMC did fall a lot. It fell 65%. But Ape, fell a lot more than that. Right now, it's down from the launch. And I'm not even going to count the high for this. I don't think that would be fair. I'm going to say from here, be an 87% move from all the way up here at 91. And you're starting to see a lot of volume coming in here now as well. Not much is changing as far, because you have to look at this as like the ratio of both combined. Why I really like the AMC plus Ape indicator. It's because it shows us just that. See how not much is changing here? And I don't think, many of us are talking about this. Like, AMC plus Ape equals what we're looking at right now, which is almost, from the scaled version here, we almost, gravitated back to just AMC, which is really interesting, really weird. You can see the same thing. Well, back here, there's very little difference in the gaps, but obviously once you get to this territory, there's a lot more gaps on the scaled chart. But here, I mean, things are looking pretty much the same. If you combine them both, AMC plus Ape, it's basically the same chart. So, yeah, pretty interesting, dude. Pretty freaking interesting. I know I missed out on some things yesterday that I didn't go over. And that was, we talked about the parallel zone, but we didn't talk about all three. We didn't talk about the support zone here. And this is what I want to talk about. This is crazy, bro. Look at where we are. Remember the 120-day cycle that plays out in between this parallel zone every year? We gravitate back into this to this range for hedging. And I think the only reason we're going to see that here is if AMC starts to rally and then comes back into that channel. So I think with the timing here has to be almost perfect, because you come into this channel in January. Most of these come into the channel in January. Right here, 26th, the 24th. Okay, so year apart, you come into the channel, and here it would be, yeah, right about, well, actually, no, here it would be a little bit later if we're counting. Yeah, no, it would be right around the same time here, because the POI lies end of January for the next point of interest, but does not peak till like mid-February. So right around here is when you come into that channel, and then you remain in that channel for a little bit if we're following this cycle, right? It doesn't have to happen that way if the cycle actually breaks. But back here, the only time we like busted through all these was in January, and here was very quick. We did red, blue, and then green, and then we came back down. This is the parallel zone, the support zone, and then the volatility zone is like, we do not like to stay in the volatility zone. We get up there and then we get rejected very quickly. So just an interesting way to look at AMC plus APE's price is that it can really just go through all of these very quickly. And this would be the reason for that. If we actually did climb, like AMC plus APE, if we did climb way above that $35 range and then fell back down, like it would be because of this. We would come back into that blue channel, trade sideways for a little bit, and then start climbing back up again. That would be like a slow, very slow cycle, but, you know, that's what we do, man. We're just following these volatility zones here. Okay. All right, so I want to make this stream about, obviously about AMC, right? I mean, with the analysis I do here is about AMC, and the majority of you are interested to see what is going on with AMC. I mean, I think that's very important. So I'm never opposed to that or anything. I'm strongly still convicted in this play and everything about it. And again, it's brought up so many opportunities here in the entire market. But I also want to, you know, answer some of your questions and concerns, all that good stuff. I mean, we're looking at crypto right now. We're looking at the market, everything, dude. I think it's all about staying consistent here with the entire market, not just what's going on with AME, because we know that on the breather cycles here, we know other stocks go up at the same time, and that's always an opportunity. It's the way I look at the market, man. You know, it's AMC is like the founding tool here that's able to even make this possible in the first place. Is everything's through AMC, man. AMC is the way. Over here, take these out. We got DOGE. DOGE is going up right now. Let's see. I set alerts for all that good stuff. Yeah, DOGE is on a rally right now. Look at that. So, yeah, dude, I think the entire crypto market is going through a it's very volatile right now. One of the things I'm starting to do now is, I mean, I got into the leverage trading here with crypto and on the Discord and everything recently. It's a very interesting approach if you're just one of those that likes to trade options. I think leverage is very interesting too, and it's a good way to also make money using leverage too, just like options, leverage. It just works a little different, but yeah, dude, a lot of opportunities right now in the market with this Doge play. It's crazy, and it's weird because here I actually thought we were gonna have a breather. Did not really see this part coming in, but right now we are trading, and we are at that $11 or 11-cent range. We could just bust through and keep going. Like now that we are picked up and we are at this range, kind of like volatility in the markets. With options, it's like once the volatility picks up very quickly, you start to see things just rally and continue, not really stopping when you're on this trend. You just there are breathers in between, but the trend is still bullish, and I see that here with Doge. It almost seems like it wants to keep going back up. So yeah, this is awesome. It's looking really good. Let's see. Doge, yeah, there's so many plays right now, dude. The entire crypto market has a POI, volatility zone. Wizard of Oz, on what basis did you make the Doge calls? They were very accurate. Cycle, dude. Cycle analysis on all of these plays. It's one of those things that I think is very underrated in the market. Pattern analysis and just looking at cycles. I think honestly think it's a cheat, and I don't see how it hasn't picked up as much traction. I think it's because it's a different approach. But dude, it's one that freaking works. Like I'm telling you guys, yeah, last week the cycle picked up Paramount and Doge. So all these were picked up by the cycle here. And this week we had Neo, and Neo was also picked up by the cycle. And these are just crazy moves that you can just predict prior to the actual volatility zone, the runs. The Doge callouts were sent back here and twice on the up run, and then they were, I had exited my position near the top right here, right before it fell down. So these are all things that the cycle picks up, and the cycle tracker is just think of it as technical analysis, but it's cycle analysis. So it's everything that has to do with cycle analysis. It's a bulk of things. It's a lot. You can learn a lot from this if you go on the website. There's a list there that shows everything that I look into. But with cycle analysis on crypto is different from cycle analysis in the market. So in the market, you can look at, for example, the option chain is one way that derivatives are able to manipulate the price action. So using that and volatility is a very important thing to look at, and that's apart from looking at patterns like bar patterns and stuff. That's a whole other game, and that these two are tied together, and this is how these POIs are spotted. So that it's really just called a cycle tracker, but it's cycle analysis. And right now I am also working on a scanner. So there's this like pattern scanner tool and is able to scan patterns in the entire market. This was one of the ways I found this pattern here on, let's see if I can pull it up. JST. So this right here, guys, is a pattern that was found through the scanner tool. You can see right here, it followed, like if you would just take the pattern right below it, and I'm sure a lot of you saw this pattern here yesterday, but you would probably think that this is the same. This is a stock. Like this is a stock. It's not even crypto. It's a different stock, and this pattern tool traced it completely. And you can see that there are gaps in between, but if you were tracking this pattern from way back here, if you found the sequence and you were tracking this pattern, you would be able to find a very clear point of interest just based on the pattern, right? Not anything else in the market. Once you put everything together, you know, that's when you get this point of interest, and it narrows down to just a range. When it stops tracking, obviously you move on and you do something. You look at the macro picture and understand what's going on. But here you can see that there are some gaps in between. Right here, there's one right here, one right here, and the price just gravitates back into it. So tomorrow, this is why I'm still a little bit skeptical here in the shorter term on crypto, because tomorrow, you know, there might be that very small pullback in the market, and I think crypto might take a very quick dump before it starts to rally again. So you can see that right here. It's calling for downside. And I'm still, you know, I'm still bullish on the macro of things. I just think there's going to be a very short-term fake out, and it'll be like a V reversal. So you'll see this here on crypto. You'll see it on AMC. You'll see it on the market. And then following this fake out, which should last 1 to 2 days, we start to go back up again. So very crazy stuff, man. But yeah, cycle analysis is dude, it's the way to go, man. It's the way to go, in my opinion. This is my opinion, but, you know, it's something that works. Let's go back here and put everything back where it was. I want to move it. Yo, come on. All right, here we go. Yeah. All right, Bitcoin. So with Bitcoin, again on this uptrend, if there is a fake out where it goes up like this and then starts coming back down, I think we'll do something like that. And you can see, I mean, just look at the entire pattern here. That's what Bitcoin is. It's just, there's a bunch of fake outs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, small one, 6, 7, 8. This would be 9, right? Very quick fake out. So I think everything's pumping right now, but I think in the short term, we're going to get a dump. Very quick dump. And I think that'll be the opportunity here, at least for now. And if Bitcoin decides to spring in the next couple of weeks following this next POI, then it'll do it there. But I think for now, what's going to happen is there's going to be a very short-term fake out here before a continuation. But yeah. I need to do something here. It's my dog. All right. Okay. Got some pretty intense music here. I know I'm gonna get violated for this, but hey, it is what it is. How is it? This is probably gonna be taken down. Like knowing how YouTube works here, these streams, take away the music. But I'm like, no, we need the music, bro. What are you doing? We need the music. All right, guys. Yeah, just wanted to come on, do a little quick update here on what crypto's doing, what the market's doing, what AMC is doing specifically. But yeah, we're still trending back up. Clearly did not see any bearish signs today. I mean, apart from Ape, right? But AMC itself is climbing back up, and I think we're gonna be doing some great things here very soon. But again, watch out for a very short term, 1 day V reversal here, which is gonna be a fake out. Just the way I see it. And then going into the POI, we should start climbing here either end of Friday or going into next week on Monday is when we should start to see some nice price action go up. Things are looking good. And I'm excited for it. Yeah, if you guys want to join the Discord, click the link below. It'll show you the way. It's free. You guys can join up. And yeah, there's been a lot of chatting up in there and stuff. I have a very simple structure in the Discord. It's just a chat. That's it. And there's a For You page, which that's where I send all the updates and stuff. You know, if I'm going live or any sort of major updates. The whole thing on DOGE that I did, that was like that's not something I do regularly. That's something I focus on doing on the Discord. So if you want more info on that, you can always click the other link below, and it'll take you there. Other than that, I'll leave it there for today. Just wanted to make a quick update. You guys can see that everything is good. We're cool. Nothing's changed. All right. See you guys probably tomorrow on stream. All right. Bye-bye.